Erev Tov, good evening. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We rejoice as we gather this Shabbat for our Kyle Herman Crush Tool Scholar in Residence Weekend with Rabbi Mary Zamor. Where is she? She's going to be on Zoom. We're going to get to learn with her momentarily. But first, we rejoice at our being together this Shabbat as we turn in Mishkan Tefillah for Shabbat, perhaps the flipbook version or a paper copy or the Kindle version, to page 10 as we join in singing Hine Ma Tovu Manayim, how good it is, how sweet it is that we are able to gather together.
Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Tov, hine ma tov, yararai, yarararararai, hine ma tov, yararai, yarararararai, hine ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Let's turn now to pages 2 and 3 in our prayer books as we welcome the light of Shabbat into our lives. If you haven't blessed Shabbat candles yet, you are welcome to join with us as our cantor leads us in the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik Shel Shabbat.
We turn to page 20 to welcome the Sabbath like a bride, like a queen, with the singing of Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 5, and 9, rising to greet the Sabbath bride on the last verse. Again, Lecha Dodi is on page 20.
Yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likvat kala, yalla la 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabila, shamor v'zachor b'diburecha. Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila, שלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, איי ליי ליי, יאללה לה 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 חדדי, יאללה לה לה לקראת קולה, יאללה לה 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 בני שבת, בני שבת לקראת.
We remain standing as we turn to page 28 for the Baruch Hu.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. Yai lai lai yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai lai.
And in this moment, we offer praise for the one who creates all, who creates the universe, and the love we have for all of God's creatures. As we turn to page 34, listening for that still small voice within us, listening for that voice of love, that voice of creation, as we join together in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
We may be seated, and let's continue with the Ve'ahavta on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Words of Yehuda Amichai. And what is my lifespan? I'm like a man gone out of Egypt. The Red Sea parts, I cross on dry land, 2 walls of water on my right and on my left, Pharaoh's army and his horsemen behind me, before me the desert, perhaps the promised land too. That is my lifespan. Michamocha is on page 40.
Adonai Yaakov, ug'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
At the bottom of 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth, prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We'll join in Vishamra on page 44.
Vishameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות.
Physically, spiritually, let's rise for the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufia tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחייך כל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומידה מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We may be seated. And we turn to page 253 as we think of those in our community and our lives, all those around the world who are in need of healing, the healing of body, the healing of spirit. We think of so many, too many, who are afflicted by this pandemic more and more as it races out of control in our land. We think of those who are caregivers, who are medical professionals, who are taking care of those afflicted. We think of those in our own families who are suffering from other ailments, other senses of brokenness. And if you are thinking of someone and wish to share their name out loud, I invite you to lift that name up. Lift it up in your own voice. Share that name in the chat on YouTube or Facebook. Lift those names up as together we pray for healing on page 253.
May the source
Physically, spiritually, we rise for Aleinu L'Shabeach. You can find the words on page 282 at the bottom of the page.
Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol לתת גדולה ליוצאי בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגור עלינו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We may be seated. And we turn to page 294. Adonai Natan v'Adonai Lekach, Yehi Shem Adonai Mevarach. God gives, God takes away. Blessed be the name of God. We remember now those taken from us during this pandemic. And I would invite you, if you are remembering someone who you've lost in the last 30 days, to rise at this time. And if you are remembering someone who you've lost in the last year, to rise. And if this Shabbat you observe a yard site, I invite you to rise at this time. And for those for whom it is a tradition to rise, for whoever is in need of remembering the martyrs of our people, those victims of this pandemic, those victims of injustice, I invite you to rise as we join in Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Bi'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei d'kudisha barichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our